Dmitry, how are you?
Hi, James. Good, thank you.
Good stuff. Thank you for joining me today. We'll get straight into it. I want to ask you, first of all, nearly 30 years in boxing, 6 years old when you first started in boxing, you're now 33. Did you expect at that age to be where you are now?
Of course, I didn't. I was just enjoying boxing gym. I was practicing. I was having fun there with guys, and I love that life when I was a kid in boxing gym. I start dreaming about it. I start having as a goal to be a undisputed champion when I turned pro.
At what age did you realize that you could make this something more than just a hobby?
Maybe around when I was 10 years old, my coach told to my father that he has a talent. He could be somebody. He could make his name in this sport. You just need to have some support uh, somewhere, like not in Kyrgyzstan because they were not good support for athletes because the country wasn't be strong as a нормально, нормально. As and my parents moved to Russia, where I get good support from the national team, and I could go to competitions.
How did
Yeah,
that
but foundation, I got really good foundation in Kyrgyzstan with another kids who was so hungry to fight, and that experience was amazing because when I came to Russia, I was already good fighter for my age.
How did that make you feel when you was 10 years old to be told you could be somebody in this sport?
Uh, it's good. It's good feelings because as a kid, I saw how I should move, in which direction I should move, and what I have to do to be somebody. It's really good. Now when I see the people who's even 20 years old and more, and they couldn't see direction, it's uh, it's not, I think, good feelings when you don't have it. But that time I was happy that it was heavy, and the same time it was I was happy that I can see direction.
As I mentioned now, 27 years later, you're heading into an undisputed fight against Artur Beterbiev. Firstly, Roy Jones Jr., a legend of the sport and at your weight as well. He favours you. He says 60-40 to Bivol heading into this fight. That he feels he sways towards you to win this fight against Artur. How does that make you feel when somebody like Roy Jones Jr. is backing you?
Of course, it's amazing, and it's a huge responsibility because Roy Jones Jr. He's one of my favorite fighters. It's When I was a kid, I watched a lot of Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, and then Roy Jones. I watched a lot of his fights, and it's amazing that this legend is he's believing me.
If it was prime for prime, say Roy Jones Jr. is in his prime now, who would win that fantasy fight between yourself and Roy?
Me and Roy Jones.
Yeah.
Roy Jones, he's a legend. I couldn't compare myself with him, but I would like to fight to check my skills against this amazing fighter.
I'm sure you will be a legend in sport. I can guarantee that when your career is over. Yourself and Artur, you both represented Russia as amateurs. Did your paths ever cross in the amateur side of it?
We didn't ever have fights, but when I moved to national team, he was already there. He was standing there as number one in cruiserweight, and he was a leader that time. And I came, I was super middleweight. I was 75 kilos. And before Olympic Games in 2012, uh, we had couple of rounds works to get work together, but it wasn't some sparrings. It was just some work to help guys who's going to Olympic Games.
Do you think it's crazy how the world works that now, this time later, you two are facing each other?
Well, it's fine. It's normal, you know. It, it's good.
Uh, just fine. I know we're on a bit of a time schedule. So, last question from me, Dimitri. A lot of boxing fans believe this fight is the best fight to make in the sport today. Does that give you a great sense of pride?
You know, if I start thinking about this is the amazing fight, this is the historical fight, this is the huge opponent with 100% KO. Uh, I could be just burned, you know, and from inside. Don't think about this about such things. I'm thinking about I want to check my skills against this guy, and I could win him. I could. I just thinking about today. I'm trying to be at the moment, not to think about this huge stuff. It will comes after the fight. But now I'm focused on my food, how food is nice, how it's tasty, how water is nice, how many hours I should sleep, what I have to do in the morning, and just these things in my head, nothing else.
Does that help keep the pressure off you going into a fight?
What? Sorry.
Does that help you to keep pressure off of you going into a fight?
Yeah, yeah, of course, it helps a lot, yeah, because you cannot think generally about everything, you know. You cannot handle it. Nobody can handle it. We're not such a huge. We're not computer. We're just human, and we just need to leave small things in our head and move forward.
Absolutely. Dimitri, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.